Today we'll start Hive data types. So Hive has two types of data types, simple data types and complex data types. Simple data types and complex data types. So simple data types we have for every Java type data type we have equivalent data type. So simple data types are tiny int, small int, big int, float, double, decimal. Just write data types names: decimal, date, timestamp, string, varchar, char, boolean, binary. These are different data types, simple data types. Let me start Cloudera. Yep. So these are different simple data types: tiny int, small int, big int, float, double, decimal, date, timestamp, string, varchar, char, boolean, and binary. Okay, let's take simple file. No need to write complete description. Just write these data types. Let's take simple example. I have a file employee.csv file with this data 101 Srinivas and salary. Next one, gender and department number. 102 employee name and salary, gender and department number. Next 103 employee name, salary. Next department number. Next 104. So we have five employees data. Next 105 and some ABC 50,000. So male and department number 13. So this is five employees data. So let's create this file. So let's create this file into our local file system. Then store this one into Hive. Okay. So here I'm creating a file cat greater than emp.csv. In Linux extension is not mandatory. So I'm taking five employees data. Next I'm storing this data into HDFS. So let's create a file directory Hadoop fs mkdir. I'm creating directory under root with name data. So instead of loading data into HDFS, we can directly load local file into Hive table, right? So let's load Hive file into Hive table. Let's start Hive. Yep. So use database name, use MyDB, and create a table. Create a table name EMP, and columns are EMPNO, and type is int, ename string. We have all these simple types, right? Next sal int, comma, next gender string. Next one, department number, enter type. So we defined the schema. Next, load this data into local file data into this table. So how do we load? Load data local in path. So file is presented in same directory. That's why I'm using direct file name emp.csv into table EMP. So data is loaded successfully into EMP table. Let's describe. Describe is a command to describe table structure. So EMP contain these columns, right? Let's display the content of EMP. Select star from EMP. So we got null values. We have a file. We have a file. We loaded that file into in this location. Let's check whether file is loaded successfully or not. So utilities, browse file system, go to user, hive, warehouse, mydb, emp. So emp.csv file is successfully loaded. This is the size of emp file. So it means emp file is available with this data. But data is available, but we are getting null values. Because see, while we loaded file into uh, EMP table, but this file contain what is the delimiter? Comma separated delimiter. Did we specify what is the delimiter in file? No. So while loading or while table creation, we did not specify delimiter type. Write one important note. The default delimiter, the default delimiter in Hive is diamond operator. Diamond operator. The default delimiter in Hive is diamond operator. So while loading, it will check what? Each column with diamond operator separation. But our file contain comma separation. So if file contain comma separation, we have to specify delimiter. So let's first drop a table. Drop table, table name EMP. Drop table, table name EMP. So table is dropped successfully. Show tables. So there is no EMP table. Let's go and once again refresh here. So there is no EMP table. Okay. While in Hive, while table creation, while table creation, while table creation, we will specify delimiter. We will specify delimiter. We will specify delimiter. In Hive, while table creation, we will specify delimiter. In pig, while loading, we will specify delimiter, right? In pig, while loading, we will specify. We will specify delimiter using pig storage. Using pig storage. While using pig storage, we will specify delimiter. So how do we specify delimiter by using table creation? Let's see. So while creating, let's use create syntax. Create syntax. So here we write row format delimited, row format delimited fields, delimited fields terminated by comma. So we use syntax statement saying row format delimited fields terminated by comma. So whatever the delimiter is presented in file, we specify the delimiter here. So while loading file into this table, it will check this delimiter type. Okay. Then use load syntax, same load syntax. Load syntax. Now use select statement syntax. This time we are seeing data, right? So we use delimiter at the time of table creation by using this statement. Row format delimited fields terminated by comma. Okay. Let's discuss some select statements. Select is used to retrieve all columns or specific columns and all rows or matched rows. By using select statement, we can retrieve all columns of a table or specific columns of a table and all rows or matched rows of a table. So by using select statement, we use this statement: select star from EMP. Here star means all columns. Star means all columns, all columns. Where is a condition, where is used to restrict results, restrict rows. Where is used to restrict rows. Let's see. I want to display only male data. I want to display only male data. Select. I want all columns. But only male data. We use where and gender equal to male. So string we compare, we put in single quote. String data we put in single quote. So equal to is a comparison operator, not assignment operator. So we got complete male data. I want department number 11 data. So department number 11. I want salaries greater than 30,000, greater than or equal to 30,000. I want salaries greater than or equal to 30,000. So by using this where, we restrict number of rows. Instead of star, I want only few columns. Select empno comma ename from emp. So if you want to select specific columns, we give list of column names. Star means it retrieves all columns. If you specify columns, it returns only specified columns data with specified columns and restriction. I want specified columns and restriction where gender equal to female. Okay, so here it retrieving specified columns with this condition. Next, group by is used to separate results results based on group. So let's see, uh, select star select star emp group by group by gender group by gender. What is happen here? No, space is required. So here we selected all columns. We want all columns. No, whether we select one column or columns, not a matter, right? So here we got error. Group by. So we have two groups, right? Female group and male group. No. We give column name. So syntax is correct. Select star from emp group by gender. No. So keywords we can take either capital or lower. It will work. Keywords are not case sensitive. Okay, let's give select column name. So let me give employee number, comma, or let's give e-name, comma, gender. Okay. So whether you give column name or star, both are same. So see, some people saying, so we use group by operation for some aggregation operations. No, I want only group wise data. I want only group wise data. So let's use this syntax. Gender, comma, sum of cell. One important note, every SQL query, every SQL query, SQL query internally converted to MapReduce, internally converted to MapReduce, MapReduce. So if you observe, it is created MapReduce program. It is created MapReduce program, right? Then we got output as gender wise output. Female total salary and male total salary. When you apply group by, internally based on the column we specify, it will create those many groups. If we specify gender as a group, it will create a separate group for two two values. One is female group, and another one is male group, and it stores all female values, female values. So there are two groups. There are two separate groups. One is with female and another one with male. No, it will not work. Why? Because there are two separate groups with data, right? So on this data, we apply aggregation operations. We'll discuss aggregation operators later. So group by is used to segregate data based on column or separate data based on column. So if group is gender, it will create a gender wise groups. If data is group by operator, we use column is department number, it will create groups based on department number. Okay, that is different condition operator, not group by. So previously we used command saying select star from emp where gender equal to female. This is filtration operation. So in complete result, we are filtering only female records. So if you want male records, we filter in this way. So grouping is different and filter is different. Grouping creates a separate data in this form. On grouping data, we apply aggregation operation. Group by operator is individual. Group is separate and by is separate. This is the operator. Yep, we'll discuss aggregation. Next one. So while selection, we can apply arithmetic operation also. Select emp env, comma ename. Next sal into 0.10 as tax, comma sal into 0.20 as HRA, from EMP. While selecting columns, we can apply arithmetic operations also. Yep. No, this is result, right? For this result we are giving result column name. This is selection, it will not create in table. While displaying output, so it gives reference column name. Okay, next let's discuss complex data types in Hive. Complex data types in Hive. So we have three types of complex data types: arrays, map, struct. Complex data types are three in Hive: arrays, map, struct. So why complex data types? Why complex data types? Why complex data types? See, if we create column, if we create uh, column column with simple data type, simple data type. If we create a column with a simple data type, column can hold, one column can hold, one column can hold, can hold one value, right? One column can hold only one value, right? So if you want to store multiple values in a column, if you want to store multiple values in a column, in a single column, if you want to store multiple values in a single column, if you want to store multiple values, then so if you want to store, if you want to store, if you want to store multiple values in a single column, multiple values in a single column, then we go for complex data types in Hive. Complex data types in Hive. Complex data types in Hive. Example, I want to store qualifications column. In a one person may have multiple qualifications. So in that case, we go for complex data type. Let's first start with arrays. So we know array is a collection of values, right? Array is a collection of values of similar type. Array is a collection of, yes sir. Okay. So array is a collection of values of similar type. Array is a collection of similar type. Collection of values of similar type. Let's see one simple example. We have a file with a student. Student has multiple qualifications. So this student has BTech, MTech, PhD, Tech, MPharm, are multiple qualifications, right? Some people like in universities, they'll do many courses, PhDs. Once they complete PG, again they join in another PG. Some universities, because food is free and they get stipend. Every month they get 20K, 30K, depends upon university. Yep. See, I am creating this file in our uh, local file system. Let's open duplicate session and create a file. create a file. So currently there is no student, right? Cat greater than student. So here this is our student data. So we have two records. Then create a table, create a table, create a Hive table, create table, table, table name is student, and columns are first student contains student name, yes name, and type is string, right? Next is type is int, and next qualification and type is array, right? Array. And what type of data we are going to store in array? String data, right? So we specify type of data. Next one, so this is column items, right? Each column is separated with delimiter comma. Let's write row format, row format, delimited fields, delimited fields, terminated by, terminated by comma. Okay. Next, array, array values is terminated by star. In array we have delimiter, right? So here array, instead of array we say collection items, collection items, collection items, terminated by, terminated by star. Then again we need to specify, otherwise all will consider as a single value. Yep. Because we define array type as string, so first column, first index stores complete this data, complete this data into a first row. So we want each value is separate index, right? In array, in that case we need to specify delimiter type. So how do we specify delimiter of array values? Means here we use collection items terminated by star. Where did we define? Yep. Yep. So columns we did not specify, right? Row. Collection. It means simply, see, first columns means row format, delimited format, terminated by comma. Means the columns which terminated with comma, it will consider as a column. So if any items are terminated with a star, it will consider as a array. Yep, it depends upon the data presented in our data set. Then there is no column, right? There is no separate column for, we have a column with a qualification. For qualification, we are saying this one. So comma separation values are these are, right? So first one, Srinivas is one column. Second column is age. Third column is qualification. In qualification, again we have some delimiters. So we are splitting these delimiter values by using, by specifying this value terminated. Different separation of character for column or Alex. No. Yep. So your question is always columns are terminated with what? So we are saying all columns are terminated with comma only. Assume some number. So we take column names like student name, comma, is, comma, qualification, comma some in fee. So in this way we will specify. So here each column values are separated. So wherever the comma separation is available, if you use this syntax, row format delimited fields terminated by comma, so these are considered as, no, it won't accept. No, it won't accept. Even column also, see, how can we specify separate column like this? For example, I'm using this column separation. It may be column. Yep. So it may be column, it may be array. We are using different character. How can we specify to this separate column? We cannot. For one type we can specify one delimiter. For row columns we specify one delimiter. For arrays we specify common delimiter. For structure we can struct we can define separate delimiter. Okay. So we are specifying delimiter. Let's press enter. Then load data local in path file name is student into table student, right? We created table name student. Then select star from student. So we got student data. I want to display student name and first qualification. Then tell me select, so yes, name, comma, I want to display first qualification of student. So this value is complete array type, right? Array type. So then column name is qual, and if you want to retrieve array values we use index, right? Index starts from 0 from student. So array syntax we are applying general SQL. So I said this is HQL, means HQL developed based on MySQL syntax. Yep. So whatever the column we use, it will retrieve only that column. Specific columns, retrieving specific column. Working with map. So map is a key value pair, right? Yep, we used same delimiter, right, Nagaraju? While creating table, we specified collection items terminated by star. So here we cannot use for loop here. This is simple SQL query. Yep. One of our student asking, we can pass qualification of 5. So that will possible through the programming, right? Yep. Array. Each element. No. This we are specifying a delimiter purpose. So next, working with map, I have a file with some transactions. So this is customer ID, and the transactions are separated with key and value. So this is customer 1 did purchased multiple items. Each item is one key value pair. Item name and price. Item name and price. Each map value separated with comma. Each key value separated with dollar, and each map key value pair separated with star. So we have three delimiters. One is column separation delimiter, key value separation delimiter, and complete pair separation delimiter. key value pair separation delimiter. So let's take one file, create one file with this data. So this is the file. Let's create a table. Create table name transactions. So here I am creating first customer ID, type is string because it contains alphanumeric values, string, comma, next transactions, transaction, and type is map type. In this map, keys are what type? String type. Values are integer type. So we have to mention key type and value type. Key type and value type. Next, row format delimited fields terminated by comma. So we specified column separation value, and we have to specify key separation as well as pair separation. So key separation, pair separation, we call it as collection items, right? Pair separation, we call it as collection items. So collection items, collection items, collection items, collection items separated by star. Map keys separated by dollar. Collection items separated by map keys separated by dollar. Create table, row format delimited fields terminated by collection items. Collection items terminated by star. Map keys separated by comma dollar. Yep, one query. So not in previously we used separated. So this is terminated. I think map keys also, map keys terminated. Let's use map keys terminated by, so it is correct, not separated, terminated by. This is the query. So writing, instead of writing MapReduce applications, this is very simple. So here we are writing, each time we are writing separate SQL query, right? But in real application development, instead of writing single query, we write multiple queries called script. So we write one script file, we write one separate script file. In that script file, we write select query or table creation, create table, all the queries we write in script. And we save this one with extension is not matter. You can take some xyz dot HQL. We can save HQL. So you can write multiple queries. Here in HQL client, we are writing single query at a time. So to execute, instead of this one, in real application development, we write multiple queries and we save it with .HQL and we execute this HQL query. In one of our script, we have around 3,500 lines, 3,500 lines, multiple SQL statements. So they execute these statements at a single set. Okay. So we created file, right? Next one, we created table. Let's load data local in path. In path, file name is trans into table trans. Yes, we are loading file into table. What is our table name? Trans. File name, file name also trans, right? Trans. Let's see table name. Table name trans. Spelling is correct, right? So load data local in path trans into table trans. Then see here it is cannot recognize input near trans. File name, table name can be same. Yep. Into table, right? Into table. Select star from trans. I want to read product one. I want to display customers who purchased product one. How can we display? Select customer ID, comma. How can we retrieve map values? By index. So by if you want to retrieve any map, so if you pass key, it will return value, right? So what is our map name? Column name, map column name. So let's transaction, right? Describe trans. So tx is map column name. So select customer ID comma transaction of PID. Column name transaction of P1 from table name trans. So syntax different. Okay, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll continue with struct and continuation SQL queries.